and welcome to another episode of Live Now, where Filippo and I discuss cars that are currently live on Cars and
live
Bids.
Now.
And they're currently live now. That's right. Hence why it's in the name. But before we get going, last week we posted on Community. Filippo and I decided to pick cars for one another. I picked Filippo's garage. He picked my garage. I'm not clicking on the right things.
No, you're not.
There we go. And we just wanted to decide who picked a better garage. Filippo picked for me a 3-way GTSI and a Mercedes G550.
Yeah.
For you, I picked a Chevrolet Silverado 2500 and an Accord LX. I felt very fitting choices, and the audience agreed. I won overwhelmingly.
Gave you a beautiful, phenomenal two-car garage that is very Kennan.
Yes, but you picked a Ferrari and a Mercedes.
More Filippo cars.
I really thought about it, and I did the research because I vowed to you on the podcast that I would learn about normal cars. So thank you, everyone. I'm happy to take that victory.
The colors offered on a 1998 Honda Accord.
I did. There's some great colors. I learned all the trim levels.
All the trim levels.
That's true. But anyway, this week we're choosing cars from the 2010s. So cars made from 2010 model year and later.
Not the knots.
Not the knots. Not the 90s. Not the 2020s.
The 10s.
The 10s, exactly. And I'm going to start with one of my cars because I adore this car. Drove one on the for Cars and Bids a while ago.
Yeah.
This is a Mini Cooper John Cooper Works GP2, as they're known in the community. Yep. It's front wheel drive, which I went into a little bit apprehensive. People have told me how amazing these cars are to drive, and I was genuinely blown away. I came to this car on the road.
Doesn't have rear seats. It's all just oh my goodness. It is all just stiffening.
It is a very serious little car. Like it does not like the trunk is a strut tower bar. That's it. You can fit stuff in there, but like no seats.
No seats.
Exactly.
Because they're not rigid enough.
And stiff. Right. Damn stiff.
Yeah.
Like the ride quality is not great, but the handling was amazing. And the way the differential does torque vectoring to the front wheels was incredible. The amount of grip it had and how hard I could turn it into corners, like I've never experienced anything like that in a front wheel drive car. And they only brought 500 of these to the United States. So it's an incredibly rare car. I can see why some people I know with really prominent collections of very high-end, very hardcore cars have one of these as like a runabout. It kind of makes sense.
Cool. I mean, like the rear seats in a Mini are tight, regardless.
They're kind of.
And if you want the highest performance version, you shouldn't have them. And this has everything, truly everything, right? Like it's 1 of 500. It has actual power, sort of. It has a 6-speed manual, and it's just like it's the handling that's what it's about. It's not about the engine, although the engine's great.
The engine's great.
It's about like the handling and the stiffness and the hot hatchet.
It's about fun. The car is about fun.
Kennan's about fun today.
Yeah, and it is so much fun. And I just I really love this car. I feel that they're underrated. You can get these cars like kind of in the $25,000, $35,000 range, like pretty much all day long. That's for a very special, what is admittedly undeniably a very special car with a unique audience base, I have to say.
It is a unique audience because you have to really want this. Cost actual money.
Yeah. And exactly. And you can get a Cooper S for quite a bit less, but and you can do mods and blah, blah, blah. But this one out of the box, exquisite.
This is a nice one too, by the way.
It is a nice one. They're all,
to be entirely honest, nice ones.
Yeah,
40,000 miles in a 2013 Mini Cooper John Cooper Works GP is the most miles I've seen on a GP.
It takes real dedication to get it there. But again, basically unmodified.
Yep.
And all the motoring experiences I've had, I've driven hundreds of really cool cars. This one consistently is one of my favorite cars per dollar. Most fun per dollar.
That is an interesting calculation, and I agree with that.
Yeah,
I've never driven one, but from what I know of them,
it's wild. It is such a wild little car. But
and the R56 is also the GP you want. And
it's
JCW
the best looking in my opinion. The GP3, the one that replaced this, I didn't like. And the GP1 I really like, but this one just is a sweeter spot for me. It's a little bit more refined in terms of its build quality and
too. It's more dailyable under the daily. Can we go to your next one?
Yes. So in addition to that, I picked another car that I feel is just a sledgehammer. Also from 2013.
Yeah.
Dodge Viper SRT GTS. The 5th gen Viper. I can't express adequately how much this car changed my perception of Viper when it came out, because because it was actually the interior for the first and only time in a Viper. The interior was nice. Yeah, but the interior is actually good, and it was still, but it retained a modern car. And when it came out, your cars were getting softer. Turbocharging was a thing. This car Nah. They did have to put, I think, traction control only because they legally had to.
Yep.
But it otherwise, real engineering went into it to make, it's not just a giant engine and like,
Real engineering went into every Viper, Kennan. But yes, especially
this one though.
General performance, not just can we shove a giant engine into a car.
That's right. I remember like when I saw this car for the very first time and realizing that it had 275 section front tires, which were some of the fattest tires that I had ever seen on like the front axle of a car. I just fell in love with these, and I think they are just really pretty. Like
They
objectively
are
a beautiful looking car.
So right now, I feel like we've seen the ascension of earlier Vipers. First gen Vipers are a little too rare, but the other ones are like, they're starting to climb up because people want raw mechanical feel. These have remained expensive. Bidding with 6 days to go is over $100,000 already when we're filming this. It's going to keep going up from there likely. And I think the market will appreciate these for a long time because how many V10 manual raw power, like raw super sports cars were there that were still made in the 2010s?
Well,
not that many.
As Richard Hammond pointed out, has the largest displacement engine ever put in a road car since World War II.
Damn.
Yeah, you could throw that down. But it's an old school driving experience with modern car refinement.
Yeah, and modern car suspension and modern car huge
and safety, to be honest.
And safety, crash safety at the very least.
Yeah, I have to say, I agree with you.
CarPlay probably, or certainly Uconnect, which
Uconnect, I think.
Which it is Uconnect, but it may have CarPlay available too.
But it was the end of the line, and it seems incredibly likely that Dodge plus Chrysler will never build a car like this again. And for those reasons, it's clear why these have appreciated so much. There was a time when they depreciated a little bit, and I thought, oh, good, one day,
There aren't that many 5th-gen Vipers around. Dodge had a hard time selling them by the end. It's part of why there's not a 6th-gen Viper. It was a tough sale, but we have auctioned a few. Yeah.
But and that's allegedly why it was killed. It wasn't emissions, it was safety regulations. Like they'd have to design, like DOT. There were a number of reasons why it went out. But the big one was they weren't selling many of them at the end, which was a damn shame because this is and it is beautiful.
I agree that it's beautiful. And it's
640 horsepower.
No, the last time I saw one in person.
Well, that's a good point.
It has been a minute. And I am now questioning myself for whether I've ever seen one in person.
I've seen them, I mean, being from Ohio. But out here, I don't know. I know I've seen way more Gen 1s and Gen 2s, and occasionally a Gen 3. But I don't think I've ever seen a 5th gen just driving around.
This car is outside of Redding, California.
Wow. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Cali tags. Look at that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, what a special car. In my opinion, I know they're two diabolically different cars from one another. One's a sledgehammer and the other's a Mini. But to me, for driving fun from that era, like there are a lot of great cars that came out in that era. Kind of the transition between the best of the analog and going to the next thing, which is turbocharging and downsizing of engines.
Kind of that sweet spot.
And I realize the Mini is turbocharged.
I support it.
Yeah, so I like kind of hitting both ends of the spectrum there. And based on what's live right now on Cars and Bids, those are two of my picks for this week.
I love those 2 picks.
Now let's talk about you for a minute. I've got
3 picks. I could have narrowed down to 2.
Okay.
And 2 of them
I'll let you have this.
2 of them make no sense given who I am as a human.
And one of them makes a whole lot of sense.
Let's start with the one that makes sense. All right.
Everybody accuses me of always picking an E39 M5. Here you are picking yet another C7.
I love the C7 Corvette. This is a 2016 Chevrolet Corvette Z06 Coupe. It is the ultimate Corvette that you actually want to drive every day. ZR1, ultimate C7, obviously.
You don't want to drive that every day.
It's too track focused. It's not quite right. The Z06 is like the one you want. It has all the power in the world, all the handling in the world. This one especially does. But you can still like kind of be around and like use it in life. Yeah. 6.2 liter supercharged V8. You think the Viper is powerful? It's got a big engine, but it's got 10 fewer horsepower. That's right. 10. The Viper has 640 horsepower out of an 8.4 liter V10. This has 650 from a supercharged V8, and also 650 pound-feet of torque.
That is more than the Viper.
50 more.
600,
And it's got a 7-speed manual, 1 extra gear.
All right.
And also, this Corvette is actually a really nice spec for a Z06. 2LZ preferred equipment, so that means some like luxury features, power lumbar, things like that you may or may not care about. But it also has the Z07 performance package, which has carbon ceramic brakes, the Z07 suspension with mag ride.
Yep, really important.
It came with Michelin Super Sport Cup 2 tires and some other upgrades. This is legitimately an incredible C7 Corvette. I like am into it. I'm into the Z07, the C7. Obviously.
Oh, I know. Boy, we know
I'm
it.
not usually a black car person, but Z06 is like a little nefarious in vibe.
Yeah.
And black works for that.
Well, when that pulls up behind you,
Yep.
you kind of get out of the way.
Yep.
That is, yeah.
And it has a
Well,
heads
again,
up display.
the interesting thing about like C7 when it came out too is a similar thing to the Viper in that the interior, again, for kind of the first time, became nice. And like the car
This is
got
nice,
is that
and
level of
it's the same
refinement.
Viper, same as
but
the Viper,
again,
for sure.
End of the line for the front engine Corvette, and the Z06 is usually the model to have. Like it is the
one you
perfect
want in a
blend of
C5. It's the one you want in a
C6.
C6, almost.
Yeah, it is the perfect blend of performance and like usability, and yeah, this is just an excellent car. It is wild looking in triple black. That is.
It's wild looking triple black. The only modifications are tinted windows, which complete the triple black look.
Triple black plus.
Triple black plus, and I'm weirdly into this. I'm not usually into the Z06s. I want a daily driver Corvette, not a track ready Corvette. But this kind of
You could buy
combines
this.
the two. No,
Oh, it's got a reserve on it.
Got a
No, you
reserve.
can't. You're
but
saved.
I legitimately mentioned it. All right,
Very cool. Okay, so your next car.
Pick how weird you want me to get here.
Let's go second weirdest, and I want the
All right.
weirdest last.
Go to the Mercedes, please. Here is a Mercedes G63 AMG Brabus 700.
Okay,
Keep in mind, this is not the least Filippo choice I've made.
it's up there.
All right.
Why this car?
This is the least Filippo car imaginable, except for the next one.
It's pretty. Yeah.
The G-Wagon is like the quintessential off-roader. And we all know that the regular G-Wagon, the regular G63 certainly, is too fast as is. Has a 5.5 liter twin turbo V8. That's too much. That's too much. But you know how if you're already in too much land,
You doubled down.
you double down with the Brabus 700 Performance Kit, which I can only assume based on the name gives you 700 horsepower.
Yeah, but big German thing, it'll probably be 693 horsepower.
Sure.
Quite be 700.
Probably. But not only is it a nice G-Wagon, right? Does Polar White, Designo leather on the inside.
The inside's nice.
The inside's nice. The Polar White, I actually kind of like on it somehow. Somehow because it's not me. Still has triple lockers, but now it has the Brabus 700 Performance Kit. It has a Brabus exhaust. It's got Brabus exterior modifications, including a carbon fiber roof attachment with light bars, black headlights, carbon fiber mirrors.
Black headlights.
It has the spare tire delete, which works. Works.
I suppose. Yeah.
It's got, very crucially, the license plate frame holder. Which they don't all come with anymore.
That's a nod to our producer whose G-Wagon did not have that when he bought it.
And it's like, I don't want a G-Wagon personally, but if I did want a G-Wagon, it would either have to be like a very bassy version or this,
Really?
or a G65. but
Modified
like,
Brabus. This is what you choose.
I don't know why. I
There are
don't know
so
what's
many
happening
good
today.
cars that go.
I don't
I'm not
know
saying it's a
what's-
bad car, but you chose this.
I don't know what's happening today, but I saw this and I'm like kind of into it.
You woke up and chose violence today.
Okay, go to my next one because I'm kind of into this one too.
Okay, so that's a journey, but if that's the second weirdest, the tab says it's a 2019 Audi
Yeah,
SQ5.
normal.
Now, why do you think this is weird? I'm not.
Because this has a wide body kit.
Oh, it doesn't look that wide. Looks a
No,
little.
but it looks good, doesn't it?
You know, I hate to
think that-
say this, but
I think the
kind
Audi
of
SQ5
agree.
is generally an attractive SUV.
It is.
And Quantum Gray looks great on it, legitimately. S Sport Pack means that it has the sport adaptive air suspension, sports rear differential. The SQ5 has 349 horsepower from a 3-liter turbo V6.
Yeah.
General. This has an ECU and a TCU tune from Integrated Engineering.
As
Has
you
an
do.
ABT wide body kit. And then some other upgrades, right? Suspension lowering springs, shift knob, quad exhaust, carbon fiber exhaust tips, and Boston wheels. And it all works together. I don't generally like modified cars.
Yeah, I loathe them specifically.
But this works.
This isn't.
It works.
This isn't so bad.
It works.
To say.
And also the initial photos that are in front of the Jets may have convinced me here.
Yeah, admittedly, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm a guy. I like yes. It's cool.
I legitimately like the SQ5 generally as an automobile. And when it's in a good color and like kind of like enthusiast up a notch, it really works. And the wide body kit works for this. The fact that it's lowered makes it look less SUV-y and more wagony.
It does. I honestly, I wish it were just a touch higher. Just a little, I think.
You can raise it.
You can raise it. I think just a little higher to be. But I'm stunned. You have a point here.
Legitimately into
I can't believe
The interior is great. The motor is great. It just like looks phenomenal. My choices for today are a C7 Z06, which is wonderful.
Yep.
A Brabus G63, which is
less wonderful.
G63. No, it's G63 Insanity, which is insane.
It is insane.
Brought to the logical next level. And if you're buying a G63, why not go that next level? And then an SQ5, which is just a great car that now looks better. Thank you. Take
yes, and I chose taste and a sledgehammer.
Yep.
And that's the beauty of Cars and Biz. We have them all. Now we're going to do another community post this week that you can go in and vote for who won what cars.
Yep.
But we're going to do another one soon. We love doing this and I love doing these challenges, but we want to do it for you. I want to know what people want to see. Give us a budget to work with and sort of like let us know like car insurance or like what kind of cars you're interested in. And we will do our best to put together a garage for you and we will compete to see who does it better.
Well, how should they do that?
That'll be in the community tab under Cars and Biz. You go here, you go to general discussion and you will find a post and it'll be linked in the video as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Let us know who won this week and we'll talk to you next time. Goodbye.
And that SQ5.